Okay.
Okay. Evening all. We thought we'd do a video on sort of, would you say rare stuff that we've got, or?
Unusual maybe, not rare particularly, but more unusual things in our collection, I suppose.
Yeah, cool things in our collection, because one of them, when I bought it, I was trembling. But
maybe not common, I suppose.
Uncommon pickups. Yeah. So yeah, we thought we'd just go through. Do you want to do this one first?
Yeah.
Because this is something I'll just hold it up. I loved this game when I was a kid. It's the Maximum Carnage QVC box set. But I only had the game when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a game?
I didn't have that game. I never played that game either. But I didn't know this existed until I suppose about 9 years ago when I looked for, starting out Mega Drive collection again. That there was like a QVC release of this.
Yeah,
I think I was unaware of like limited edition things like that, and then of course you got like Echo the Dolphin and.
Is there an Echo the Dolphin one as well? Or QVC?
Not QVC release, but there's an Echo the Dolphin limited edition box like this.
I didn't understand limited edition things when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I just thought you bought the game.
You're not
going
to snap rep, or your parents not going to snap rep, but yeah. So basically, this.
It was in the old flat 6 years ago.
I think it's more than that.
Really?
I thought it was about like 8 years ago.
Okay, 8 then.
I just said 9, so it's around that time.
Well, I used to just have the game when I was a kid, so this is all new to me. When Faye picked it up for my birthday, brilliant. So it comes in a. Actually, you can explain because you kind of picked it all up, didn't you?
Yeah.
So you can do the explaining because I don't.
So when I initially found it, I was scrolling online looking as I usually do for
games.
Sega Mega Drive games every day.
Good.
So and I have an alert when new ones come on, but this one in particular was from America, but it didn't come with the game.
Oh really?
No, it came with just the box, the lovely box that they did say it was battered.
Yeah. But it had 16 pints.
And I didn't quite know what it was at the time. I thought it was obviously some nice graphic novel, because I know you like graphic novels as well. It's
a leather bound Spider-Man Carnage graphic novel. It's a cool novel, but the fact that it's in like this really nice burgundy leather is really you may as well take it out.
It's a bit dusty. So how much we get it out. Okay, so there we go.
Yeah.
So cool.
Does it smell old? But yeah, I'll give it a little flick as well because you've got the. You
get a flick in.
It's got that kind of classic, sort of ink style. Ooh, I'm assuming you can see this. So
it's basically beautiful.
Yeah, and it's this book is really pristine. It's clearly just not really been read that much, so that's really nice. And it came with a certificate of authenticity.
Except when I bought it, again. They managed to put the graphic novel, the box, and these pins. This wasn't anywhere to be seen in the little certificate. It was in the book when I found it. But I researched into it because I thought, what would be missing from there? And I jokingly thought, imagine that a game belonged to that, because I knew we had Maximum. I knew we didn't have it, no, but
you knew of the game.
Maximum Carnage on the Mega Drive, and at the time it was hard. It wasn't too hard to get hold of. It was hard to get hold of now.
It's definitely up in value.
Especially the red card. But yeah, so I basically googled it, and then I found out it was a QVC release. I saw other ones online pristine and like in shrink wrap and stuff, and saw a little write up about how QVC releases in 1994.
It was
1994. And that it came with either a SNES version of Maximum Carnage or a Mega Drive Maximum Carnage with the red cart, a certificate of authenticity pins and the graphic novel, except it was missing the certificate of authenticity.
Certificate of authenticity.
That's the one. And the actual game itself. So basically it came with just the box, graphic novel and the pins, and I thought, oh my god, I could marry this up and
let it happen.
Look for the game and like put it back to where it should have been in the first place, because I spoke to the woman and she didn't know what it was. I was from America, but I scrolled through the book and they had the certificate of authenticity
in there.
Yeah, in the actual book.
that's handy. I was going to say that would be a really awkward thing to buy and to even search for on eBay.
But yeah, all it was is the pins. I thought was a bit odd.
Well, so you opened the book to sort of see if it was, and this fell out.
And luckily
using it as a bookmark. Good.
But they must have, because I was a bit gutted that. Okay, it's only, I suppose, limited edition of 5,000 created to meet Marvel Comics high quality standards. Fine. Only 5,000 of them out there, but I'm imagining that it's 5,000 including SNES and Mega Drive versions, or 5,000
each. Well, QVC's a British channel, isn't it? So I'm not sure. But I will hold these up because the pins are really cool. I don't know if you can, I'll check actually if you can see them. Oop. There they are. So yeah, you've got Carnage, Spider-Man, and Venom there, which is just, I don't know. I mean, as a kid, my brother's 7 years younger than me, and he was massively into Spider-Man, and we always used to wish this was 2-player. Obviously, the sequel, Separation Anxiety, is.
Yeah. But
this is the one I kind of remember. So this is one of my favourite things in the collection, because I remember thinking how much I loved Maximum Carnage, and then to have a limited edition I didn't even know existed was amazing.
Because
that's enough touching for now.
Hey. So yeah, basically I bought, I'm interrupting, this set, and it was beautiful, lovely, and then I decided to look into buying the Mega Drive version, and I think I even may have bought the red cartridge separate again. To the box. We still need the book. So if anyone's got the book, we'll buy it. We haven't got, that's the sad thing, the instruction booklet. That's probably the easiest thing to find, in all fairness. But it's got the official case, it's Sega Enterprise Limited on it, patented. And then it's obviously got the red cartridge. That's a blockbuster card as well, isn't it? Yeah. It's got the silver seal on, which is really cool. Both didn't come with this, but so yeah, it's got the, wait to say. So the blockbuster. Oh, hang on. If you can see that little silver bit, you probably can't actually. I can see Brit's head though. We've got a very complicated setup on the Nokia 3210. But it says, warning, if this label is broken, you must purchase the game. So we did. Another little shiny label. But yeah, so really obviously cool edition. I was quite chuffed I picked it up, and now again, it's one of those things you can never see it. So I just really appreciate you piecing it all together, because I do like the game. I mean, I know the game is nothing amazing. It's probably worth more than it was then when I bought it, but piecing it all together was quite, wasn't cheap. I wonder how much it was at the time. Well, at the time of release on the QVC channel. Yeah, do you know that? And did QVC do any other? They must have done other limited run games. Too much, surely. It would be like, what do you reckon? Not like 70 quid or something, do you reckon? Well, the game would have been like 40 quid. So maybe like 60 quid or something. 60, yeah. Because I basically paid. Graphic novels are like 12. I think I paid. When I bought it, 10 years ago, what would have been worth. Dan, what would you pay Dan? Piecing all together, that's cool. Yeah. So, the other one, the next one. Well, should we do this one next, or should we do this one? That one. This one. Yeah. We'll save the best to last. Again, they're not particularly rare. They're just cool finds that we thought. Well, this one was something I was really pleased with, because basically we were in the place in Newport, which is we live in Cardiff, and Newport is like 15-20 miles away down the road, which is a couple of train stops. And this is obviously quite a common game, but I found this in a shop. And what happened with this was, we went to this sort of, it was a really cool place actually, wasn't it? It was like, it was sort of an indoor market, but it was in Newport, but there was a retro store near a few arcades outside. It's not there anymore, sadly. But we went down there a few months, luckily, before it closed. And I was sort of... Steve's Toy Army. Steve's Toy Army, good memory. I was going to ask what it was. I didn't think you'd remember. No, because I don't. Oh. So we were in there, we were looking, he sold like DVDs, loads of anime stuff. But then I remember we were looking at the sort of video games, and there was a big shelf of Mega Drive games, and there was some stuff behind it. And we've got quite a lot of them, so we were sort of scrolling through, and I think you picked up a couple of bits and pieces. And then I saw this, and I know for a fact that this is worth about 100 quid now, but at the time it was worth about 60 or 70. It's gone back about 3 years. Yeah. And it hasn't got the booklet. Maybe even further back than that, I think. But it was in the sports section for a £5, and I went to the counter, and I couldn't tell, looking on the back there, if that says 5, obviously he's written on it in permanent marker, 5 or 15. So I was at the counter, and I said, I want this. How much is it? And he said, it's £5, it's a sports game. My £5 came sailing out. So yeah, that's one of my favourite pickups, because I remember thinking, surely he knows what this is. Yeah, because you were the one that picked that up, didn't you? And you said, that's fake. I think I realised because I didn't.
It's a good game as well, 4 players.
Obviously, would have paid more for it, but I don't mind. I mean,
well, I would have paid like 20 quid, but it was just the fact that I thought a fiver for like a really nice, unusual game, and it completes the. I don't think the Mutant League did any more. There was Mutant League football, Mutant League hockey, but
it's a really cool game, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is cool.
But those are the only 2 in the series,
yeah, unless they. No, I'm pretty sure that's it.
I don't hear any more. And were they released on any other?
They did recently. I did see something about something called Mutant Maybe it's called Mutant Football League, or I think it might be a remake. Well, the guy who did these, his name's actually on here. It's Michael Mendheim. So this is the first one was Michael Mendheim in EA Studios, and the second one was Michael Mendheim and New Wave Graphics. But this is 4-player, cool. And I think he might have done a Mutant Football League, obviously as a way of getting around.
Right.
The copyright stuff. So I think he's done it on the PC, which I haven't played yet. But in all fairness, when you play a hockey game, it's really easy. You know the rules of hockey.
Yeah.
But when American football was beyond me as a kid. I just like pressing buttons and smashing into walls.
The button bashing.
The button bashing SOB. So.
And then I think we've got one more, haven't we?
This brings us to our.
Although there could be others.
There's probably loads of gold scattered around.
Yeah.
The things, all of our stuff is.
But these ones we had to hand, wasn't it? That we'd like to talk about, because why not?
Well, you know more about this than me, so I think you should talk about this one.
Know more about it?
Well, just where we got.
Wow.
I don't even remember picking it up.
This is the funny thing. So we picked up Lakers versus Celtics and the NBA playoffs on the Mega Drive.
Yeah.
And I didn't think anything of it, actually, to be honest, at the time. And I think we go to the only thing is we go to a lot of car boot sales and charity shops that sometimes, especially buying sports titles, and like back then as well, like I think we bought this about 6 years ago or 5 years ago, was it?
Yeah.
And picking up a lot of sports titles because we made a point, didn't we, when we thought we'd try and go for a full PAL collection.
Yeah, the Mega Drive PAL collection is the only one we kind of collect by accident because we just see stuff for good prices and pick it up. But what you tend to do more than me was we'd go into somewhere, and I'd pick up a few games, or if there was something we didn't really want, you'd think, oh look, we're here now, we've travelled all this way, so let's just pick up some games to pad out the collection. Sports games, because they're always cheap. And
or the boring ones you have to pick up. And now,
yeah.
Like even buying like FIFA, well, FIFA's quite cheap in some places, but like some people do still sell for like £5 or £6 or 10, and you're like.
So when you pick up a few, you're like.
Yeah, which is fine, but anyway, we lost my trail.
Yeah,
so I was just looking at the game.
Well, this is really common on the Genesis version, but apparently, and this is actually what's nice about this is it is complete with a booklet because. But
I think. There was a day when, I think it was one Christmas, about 5-6 years ago, and I was lying on the sofa. I didn't feel very well. I don't think I was hungover. I just wasn't feeling very well. And we were watching the Griswolds family Christmas Vacation or something.
Sounds like something we'd do, yeah.
And I don't think we'd watched that together before.
Christmas Vacation.
That's the one.
It's a good song.
But then I think we never really talked about that before. You liked Chevy Chase, and I think that when I always brought up the Grizzles, we never watched it. So I think that year we thought we still didn't watch it. Me lie down because I was not well. So I think you were busy watching it, and I was lying there, but I was potting on my phone as well. I just thought, now and again, I was all potted. And I was addicted to looking at eBay at the time with just different titles. And I suppose shopping as well for Christmas presents. I mean.
Shopping for Mega Drive games for Christmas presents?
For myself, yes.
I see.
So yeah, and I remember just typing in Ray Mega Drive game, and Lakers versus Celtics came up on the NBA playoffs, and I thought,
we've got that.
We got that game. I thought, hang on, I wouldn't say anything because I was just lying there. I was pottering around. I think you said, what are you doing? Because I'm always
you suddenly just started looking at the games after looking at something on your phone and saying.
It was nice to look at anyway. So but I remember having a look and I found it, and I said, oh my god, we've got this game in a collection, and I think you were like, no, I vaguely remember picking it up, but I think we picked it.
Well,
this is the thing.
My point of view was because Faye obviously picked it off the shelf and said, oh, I think we've got this. This is one of the most rare games on the Mega Drive, and I thought it was just a generic sports title, surely. But we went online and Retro Collect, and a guy on Retro Collect, you can still see the post now, called Punisher, said that it was almost disbelieved that it was released for years, and then he had a copy and a few other people had a copy, and I think there's 13.
Yeah.
Halloween 13, eh?
But I found
Copies.
it on eBay, and which is again, back to me, what I was looking at.
I feel like Carol Vorderman.
With the
Actually, she
glamorous
was useful.
assistant.
Yeah. I'll go and put pigtails in.
Can you not?
Go on, sorry.
Yeah. No, you put me off.
Good.
No, but seriously.
Serious, no boys.
Serious no. No, we saw this. I saw this on eBay, and it was going for like a really quite a lot of money actually.
Like 15
wasn't it?
quid.
It was a lot more than that.
Oh no, £4,000.
Yes.
I remember. Sorry.
And you said let's check, so we checked, and I think at that moment, then you know when you're ill, and you kind of think, I'm still ill, but like that kind of surpassed, and I was like, oh, I need to find out. So I was like looking for this game, and then we went. You googled it. We went into like a forum, hence the
Retro
forum
Collab,
you
yeah.
were talking about. Sorry for interrupting.
No, I interrupted you.
Me, so
1-1. I'm keeping score.
yeah, back to you. So yeah, I think we had a look into it, didn't we? Or you had a look into it rather.
I pushed my glasses up my nose and did some research. Yes.
Yeah, on the forums and stuff, and then I think we thought, right, I think this actually could be rare. Like, why would we have a rare game?
Yeah, like there's 13 copies in the world, and why would we have
Why
one?
would we
But,
have one?
What perplexed us more was I said, well, where do we get it from? And then we said, I don't know.
That's the awkward thing. But I want to say, you only could... Because again, these kind of American titles, I remember thinking, not being bothered by picking them up.
Yeah, it was like
all those
£3.
years ago.
We wouldn't have paid more than £3 for
No,
this.
exactly. We've got like a limit in our heads, I suppose, and
Yeah,
at the
£3.50.
time, I think I wasn't... I guess you don't know how much some are worth. You just pick up because we want a full pack.
They used to call it Mandy Moth Pocket.
I didn't.
I did
That's
once,
on my name
just
as
then.
well. Anyway.
I'll edit that out.
Okay. Oh, good.
Moth Pockets.
I want to say that was either from Aberystwyth, when we went to John to Aberystwyth, when you did your gig, and we went to a little nice little retro store. Is it still there? I don't know.
No, but that I
By
do.
Tesco or somewhere, wasn't it? Like on...
Yeah, there's a little. Hopefully, it's still there in Aberystwyth, which is a beautiful seaside town anyway. I remember actually weirdly when we were there, I remember seeing Maximum Carnage loose, just
In
like
that
loose
drawer,
in a
wasn't
drawer. They had like a load of metal drawers, and it was like 30 quid. And I thought,
Yeah, but then you got something like this that...
yeah, it's weird to buy because we would have got this from a game store.
But I want to say it was either from there, and the only other time I could think we would have picked up something like this for that price was in the boot sale in Bessemer, where do you remember there was a
store
guy?
in the back.
Yeah,
and
and
he
there
was
was
a
like
bit of a
almost like a
fist.
family or something, and they had like a little game store / toy store, didn't they? It was tiny and it was very expensive. There had a lot of Michael Jackson stuff in there and different rare merchandise and what have you. But obviously, unless they had that, then it was a couple of quid. But I'm pushing towards more Aberystwyth because
I remember you having an armful of games that you
I bought about
from
15.
there. Yeah, you
sports
just
titles.
because we'd driven up there on the way to a gig, yeah, and you just and the two other guys in the band I'm in, Old Samuel, look them up. They don't play games that much or
No.
like old games, so it was kind of like we're on the way to a gig. Okay, you've got like half an hour, so we went in there and just sort of panicked, bought stuff really.
Yeah, and I picked up I think Ryan Giggs on the Mega Drive.
Classic.
Some of the tennis titles. I think like an American basketball one. And a
Super
couple
USA
like,
basketball.
yeah, a couple, quite a few PGA ones. I remember like trying to
PGA golf too.
complete our collection. But yeah, so I wish I knew exactly where we had it from. I want to say I think it's going to point to Aberystwyth, but I think that's where we bought it from.
It's just really weird. Right now, there are loads of gamers in their car watching this in their phone, revving the engine, driving
Getting
over
very bored.
yeah, but again, I'm very bored. How dare you? But no, there is.
Yeah.
But it's just weird to think that we've got one of the most rare games in
Yeah.
the Mega Drive collection, and we don't even know we got it from. It's
Yeah.
quite cool. It's a nice little story to have.
But basically, we uploaded the picture to the forum to me because we contacted the forum.
Retro Collect, I think this was.
Yeah, and
Just to
we
validate
said
it.
we think we may have like the 12th and 13th copy. No, what have you? And they asked for our name and pictures of
Pictures
the
to
game and
validate
stuff.
it all.
And the one irritating thing is there's some lovely child out there has obviously coloured in highlighter, yellow
They just,
highlighter.
for no reason at all, highlighted over the text.
As you do, but quite neat, mind. It's quite neat.
I'll have to give him a punch in the face when I see
He's even written, or she has even written a password. Hashtag FB Moore.
She was
Why is
probably
it even
trying
a
to.
hashtag?
She was probably trying to write Roger Moore, but spelt it wrong.
That's weird.
Or maybe Demi Moore. Or Dudley
Why
Moore.
do they know what hashtags then? But yeah, anyway, we have that. But I think apparently I thought that would devalue it, the game. Maybe it probably would in comparison to like a pristine version.
We have no intention of it.
It's not like we're ever going to sell it. But there we go.
They've coloured it in on the back as well. Good.
Yeah, they're consistent at least.
So yeah. So to wrap this all up, yeah, they are just a couple of, 3 kind of funky little pickups we had, little stories behind them, and we've probably got loads more. We've got a lot of stuff here.
Yeah, we sort through a read, didn't we, when at one point, and
At some point.
yeah.
So if anyone can tell me the famous quote that came from this game, we picked this up in France, in Paris. There's a load of game shops in Paris. We should do a video about that actually.
That can be the next one.
Either way, keep gaming as hard as you can.
Yeah. Keep on gaming in the free world.